Is this thing on? Hey everyone, Renee, the Appalachian Stitcher, and I'm back for episode 14. And it's been one of those days, y'all. It's been one of those days. So, if you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. Yay, Stitchers are the best. And to start out, I just want to say a special thank you to some channels that shouted me out. I don't want to forget them. My subscriptions went up and I was getting notifications and I was like, that someone must have shouted me out, and they had, several had. So thank you for the shout outs. And Jody's Creative Corner. Hey Jody. Jody has several different kinds of videos. She does cross stitching, she does chats, she does baking, she does fun, she does lots of fun things. She loves purple. She has a beautiful purple wall behind her that every time I see it, I'm like, ooh, like that. And she lives in Michigan. She is coming to Stitch West, so I will get to meet her there. I'm so excited. She has a lot of creative stitching things. She does a lot of conversions and sneaks purple in them, and she's fun to watch. So go on over and watch Jody. Thank you, Jody. The next one is Smoky Mountain Stitchers. Hi, Callie and Linda. They shouted me out. They're fun to watch. They have just started making videos again. I've watched a few before, and then they're sisters, but they live in different places, so to come together, it's that kind of a thing. But they're fun when they get together. They're going to their first retreat, and they're going to have a ball. I just know they will. So that's exciting for them. And thank you guys for shouting me out. Or my friend Dottie at Stitch and Scotty. Hey Dottie. She's shouted me out. So kind. Thank you so much. And I think that's all the shout outs that you guys are the best. How sweet. And every time I'm watching every time I'm watching your show and I hear my name, I kind of turn into a little giddy girl. I'm like, oh, that's me. And it's still, I can't believe people watch me. It's so strange, other than my mom. Mom always watches. And a few other family members that I know are watching. Hey guys. But stitching friends are the best. And I hope that if you are new here and you've been sent over by these other great floss tubes, that you'll let me know if I've missed any that someone shouted me out and I don't know. Please just mention, hey, I'm here from, so I can tell them thank you, because that's so nice. I have one whip that I worked on. It's been a weird week, y'all. It's been very weird as far as stitching. I didn't do a lot of stitching. But let me show you what I did do. The Garden Glade Carriage House Samplings. Remember this one? I pulled this one out and I started bringing it over a little bit. So you'll see it's a little bit of fill-in. Not a whole lot, but that's what I worked on. I just wasn't feeling a lot of things. I was beginning to worry about my stitchy bug going away. That was loud, sorry. We're not professional around here if you're new, so you're gonna hear zippers, you're gonna hear sneezes, ruffling, you're gonna see disorganization. Just embrace the madness, embrace it, and just be here with me. I have a finish. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this. This one's for my friend Janine, who, if you don't know who in the world Janine is, you need to go watch my other videos, because she is my bestie that is awesome. One of the Raleigh Stitchers of my girls that I just love. And I'm stitching this for her birthday. Her birthday's in August, my birthday's in August. And Samplers and Stitches, a faithful friend. This is, and I mentioned that she does, she has two Westies, like that. And so, I did it, yay! Small, it was dent stitching right here, but it's small, it's on 40 count, Fortnite fabric. I think this is Francis. It's got a little bit of like yellowy tint to it. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but anyhow, so hopefully all I have to do now is maybe use my skills that I learned from my class at Hands-On Design with Kathy, and maybe I'm gonna try to lace it and frame it. I'm sure Janine will love it, whether it's wonky or not, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Picked out a frame, and I'm gonna try the lacing method and see if I can do it. That was it. That was my whip, and that was my finish. Wow. I do have a little bit of haul. Now, this haul all came at one time, but it was like backed up. It was some clubs, so it seems like a lot, but really it should have been spread out. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. First thing was, let's see, I got some Fabric of the Month clubs. These ones were Fortnite Fabrics, 2 count, which I do like 32 count as well. And this is Wannabe. This is Wannabe. It's showing a little darker. It's pretty. It's a brown, neutral. So that's that one. Wannabe. Like I said, these are from past months. This one is French's, and this one's pretty, y'all. Look at this. Look at the splotching. I call it splotches. I know it's mottling, and blah, blah, but yeah, it's splotchy, and I like it. This one is a 36 count, like that one. And then I didn't take these out of the paper. Whoops. This is New Prerogative, 32 count. There's this one. This one is like corally, a coral color. Pretty. 40 count, M&M. Oh, I love this one. This one's me, isn't it? You know, it's a little, it's neutral. I belong to their Meet the Browns club. And then I got my color and cotton. This is Haystack. This is a 40 count. Can you tell it's got a little bit of, there's white. Very neutral, very pretty, very yummy. Love this kind of fabric. Pull this out, do anything on it. That's what I love. Love that. And then, remember I did the Mirabilia? Well, I did order, I think I even told you that I ordered the fabric and the one Karen Water Lilies specialty one. This is 32 Graceful Gray. This is a Witchelt. And y'all, normally I don't love Witchelt. I like Spiker because it's a little bit softer. But I think for this it's going to be good because I'm going to probably put it on my Big Q Snap and maybe on my stand. Anyway, it's a gray. And so like here's the Karen Water Lily. This is Olive Grove. I hope you can see that. And I don't have the DMC pulled for it, but I do have the beads. I got the bead pack when I first got the chart, but here's some of the colors of the beads. So I think that'll be really pretty because it's very neutrally, but ooh, I'm excited to start that. And hopefully that is going to be a birthday start for me. So yay. Okay, that's the first portion of the program. The next portion is going to be, I had a suggestion from my niece, Annalise. Hey, Annalise. Hey, boys and Erin. Anyhow, she has just started cross stitching. And so she's just getting into it and she is loving it. She started out with a kit with a bookmark. She completed that. It was owls. It was really cute, bright colors. And then she moved on and got like, she's stitching on wood. Have you seen the wood with the little squares that she's doing a unicorn. Going to finish that pretty soon if she hasn't already. And she mentioned, she said, you know, being a newbie, she's a newbie, she says like, what are your must-haves? Like what are your accessories that you have in your stitchy bag that you like take with you? And I thought, you know, that's something I don't even really think about. You know, I guess because when you've been stitching a long time, you just, you know, throw stuff in. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to do a little video. So this is for Angelise and any new stitchers out there or any old stitchers. Hey, we can all learn from each other. That's what makes this community so great. People have great ideas, things you hadn't thought about. A lot of these ideas, obviously, I mean, I got them from watching FLOSSTUBE and watching this person and that person show their stuff. So you can always learn something new. So a lot of this is going to be repeat and repeat. And if you get bored, that's fine. You can just put me on double speed or just say thank you very much and go on your merry way. Curious. Yeah, if you saw this table, it is piled up, y'all. It's piled up. So you can hear noises. That's awesome. Yay. Okay. Back to the program. Anyway, so what are some things I have in my bag? Well, let me just get my bag and show you. First of all, let's talk about bags. What's your favorite bag? Mine changes depending on where I'm going and what I'm doing. If I am going to Stitchy Group, then I usually have a bag like this, just a little tote bag. Doesn't have a zipper. I'm a zipper tote person usually, but when I'm going to like Raleigh Stitchers and I know I'm just taking like maybe one or two projects, I like this size of bag. And I usually take them in these kind of things you've seen. Oh, that's unzipped. Whenever I need more than one project, or maybe I need them to tell me what their advice is on something. I like this. This is a little different. This is it's like a bag. It's like a box. It's really a file folder. But y'all, it fits these kinds of bags. These kind of bags, perfect. Like I put my whips in there and I can just pilfer right through them. So this is the bag I like to have at the house, or if I need more than one project, then this is what I have. So let's just dive in and see what's in the bag. Always have a project. And project bags, let's start with bags, you can do any kind of bag you want. It could be a Walmart bag. It doesn't even have to be a bag. If you're responsible enough to, I say responsible, that's not the word I'm looking for, but if you're good with just compiling components and making it there in one piece, then you get a gold star. I'm not that individual. I have to have my stuff contained. I have to have it labeled, most of the time labeled or something. Anywho, so project bags. What kind of project bags are there? Well, there's a good old Ziploc baggie. When I first started, Ziploc baggies, it doesn't even have to be Ziploc, whatever. Put your project in there. Now you have everything. This is a great way to just grab it and go. And it's protected from, when you are traveling, from any moisture or anything that dumps or whatever. So these are great. If you're starting out and don't want to put a lot of money into stuff, put you some bags. Put you Ziploc. You can also make your own bag. Now, you guys know that when it comes to sewing, I'm going to put that down for a minute. I'm not the greatest, but I made some bags. You can find tutorials if you have fabric. I had some fabric, just like fat quarters and stuff. So I just made me a little bag. Now, is it wonky? Yes, it is. But does it work and hold my stuff? Yes, it does. And then I put a little tag on it so you can put whatever project name is. I like these kind of bags. If you want to support your local bag makers, like Stucourse Designs, order you a bag. Treat yourself. Now this is all. You can spend a gazillion bucks. You can spend $1. It doesn't matter. Everyone's different. Everyone's preferences are different. Everybody's right. So you can get a fancy one. You get these Amazon ones. I love these because these have the business cards that you can put your project name on, and you can see what's in there. And they fit, like I said, into my file folder. They fit so nicely. Okay, so project bags. Those are fun to have. Or something to, carry your stuff in, keep your projects all in one. Okay, now, here's my project bag. I am a clipboard girl. When it comes to patterns, a lot of people like the digital. I do have a digital one or two. I like paper, y'all. I like paper. And so I get these clear clipboards. Like this is my garden glade. This is the pattern. I'm not going to show you that, but and then you can put the picture, and then you can look at the picture on the back. That's a fun tip. If you are a clipboard person, get the clear ones, so you can put your color key on there. You could put the picture of it to flip back and refer to. I always have my little color key. Sometimes I have it on the back. And then I use, so like this project, I have the floss in a bag. I have my pattern, my hard copy pattern that I took. I make copies. I make working copies. And I even write on it, working copy, because you don't want to be like copying and sharing. We don't want any of that stuff. But I like to have a paper copy that I just mark, right? So I have my copy. I have a needle on the little magnet, and we're gonna get to these. These are great for Q-snaps, and I use them for needle binders. I use them for anything, really. But so this has a needle ready to go. It has my pattern ready to go, and it has my project is in a bag. Let's just pretend it's this. Your project and your threads would be in a bag, and in each bag, and I always have glasses because I can't see without them, right? So if I have a needle, I have my project, I have my pattern, threads, scissors. I put a pair of scissors, and right now is a great time because back to school, whenever you see those sales on cheapo scissors, now I like fancy scissors too, not gonna lie. And I keep my fancy scissors at home, but like if I'm traveling, I have get the rounded kind, fingernail clippers, whatever, but have something to cut so that you're not gnawing. Although keys will cut thread, right, Lacey? Keys will cut thread when you forget your scissors. Don't forget your needle. That's coming up too. But I always have a pair of scissors, a needle, glasses because I cannot see some counts without them. Good lighting if you can help it. If you're traveling and you don't have good lighting, I have some lights over here that I'm going to show you. This is so, I should have been a little bit better. This thing is my, yes, I have a needle with each project. Yes, I have a pair of scissors with each project. And I always have another thing, and let me show you what that is. Because I like to mark off as I go, I use these Twistable eraser colored pencils that I just dropped. But I have a gazillion of these. Get them while they're cheap. I say cheap, but while they're on sale. Back to school supplies, y'all. Go get you some scissors and go get you some of these. The great thing about these, let me find you one. One, it's not a highlighter, so it doesn't, anytime I use highlighters, I get them all over my hands, and I'm afraid I'm gonna get it on my fabric. I'm afraid I'm gonna, if you mess up, y'all, if you have to frog, I do sometimes, this is what you want, because this is, you twist it, there's your color, and then it has an eraser. Talk about when you mark or you mark the wrong place or what, you just unmark it. Eraser. Get them on sale, you have 12, however many projects you have, throw one in there with your clipboard and your pattern, good to go. So I always have this. As a matter of fact, let me look in this bag and let's see how many I have. Corner gauge, we had the whole corner gauge discussion. I have glasses, and I get cheap glasses, y'all. I have prescriptions that I keep in my purse that I always have on me, but I keep Cheaters, Dollar Store, Dollar Tree, wherever I find them on sale. Get you some readers. If you're starting to struggle with and you can't see, get you some readers or go to your optometrist and tell them, I need to see for this purpose, and they will magnify them and it will change your life. Let's see what else I have in here. We're going to talk about extra needles in a moment, and needles. Oh, let's see what I have. There's 2. That makes 3. This is embarrassing. 4, 5, 6. look there. I have 6 friends that I could, if they needed one, I could share. And these are great cat toys. Make sure they're closed, and my cat loves to paw them off of stuff. So I always have to keep an eye on them, and that's probably why I have them all hidden away from the cat, because she loves to mark them. So anyway, these are great to mark your paper patterns. After I'm finished with a paper pattern, when I complete the thing, I go and I shred the working copy. Then I have my pattern, my actual pattern, if I ever want to do it again, or I have it's nice and has remained in good condition. That's just how I do it. You can mark it. A lot of people can just look at a pattern, and Janine does that. She can look at a pattern and know where she is and just pick right up. I cannot. I'm too squirrel. I'm too distracted. I put stuff up to go do this, put stuff down, and I'll come back and I'm like, now where was I? So, and sometimes I use different ones for different days. Maybe I do blue one day, and then whenever I pick up the next day, I do green. Whatever catches your eye, whatever works for you is right. Scissors, needle minders. Let's see, what else do we have in it? Hair ties. Always have these little rings whenever you do. You might need a ring, a pen, a file, a nail file. Let me tell you, this thing came in handy. A friend gave this to me, and when we were at that finishing class, when we had some scissors, and we used it to sand off the. So if you're finishing, that came in real handy. If you have a snag on your nail, that's, you know, but you can also sand down other stuff. These are all needles. Snag nabbit. Let me show you the packaging of the snag nabbit. What is a snag nabbit? If you do not have a snag nabbit, and you have to frog, or you have threads that don't lie correctly sometimes, or you have fuzzies, you know, when fuzzies come up through, this thing is so handy. I love it, and I always have one in my go-to bag that goes in all my bag and grab. This is a snag nabbit, and what it does, if you do not know, it comes in a little plastic thing, because it's pointy. It is very pointy. It would jab you, so you want to make sure it's protected. But it has ridges. You see the ridges? So it's pointy on one end, and then it has the ridges. And whenever you have any kind of fuzzies or whatever, if it's not laying straight, or if it's a little loose or whatever, you just stick it through the hole and push it down, and those little textured parts pull it to the back. So it makes your stitching look nicer. If you are professional, you may not have to use one, but if you are a frogger or a not a professional, I'm not a professional, these are great. They're great. And it looks like mostly it's just like needles. So all that goes in my bag, just in the bag, and I have it in it. 20 gauge is always good if you're starting something new. Different kinds of needles. I always have backup needles, almost like my. I always have backup scissors, backup needles, backup markers, backup glasses. I'm beginning to think that I might have a problem. Trust issues. I don't trust myself to remember all this stuff. All this stuff. And it's all in here. So you have it in your bag, so you can just pull your bag out and start stitching, because you have your scissors, your glasses, your needle, your magnet, what have you. You can stitch just as is. So if I'm going somewhere, like to the dentist's office, or wherever that I might have to wait, or if I'm taking, you know, hubby has to go somewhere and I'm, you know, just riding along with him, I just grab me a project, usually something big, like something on Ada, perforated paper, something large that I don't have to have a great light for. And you just grab it and go. Always bring your cross stitch. ABC, always bring cross stitch. So that's that. In this bag I might also have, I always have paper, because somebody might say, hey, did you see that YouTube, or did you see that? You can also do your phone, but I'm a paper pen marker. So I have my Millie, which also is my backup to the backup to the backup, with the scissors, threader, that kind of thing. Tissues, in case you're a little snide. Now this is some chapstick, over gauge, clips. These come in handy if you need to roll your fabric, or you just need to hold something, hold pattern, whatever. This is a watch, my Apple Watch charger, travel charger. Sometimes you find surprises, see? But when you travel, that's handy. And cords for lamps, and cords for the different kinds of cords in a block for charging things. Business cards. Most people know, but there's my business card. And Maddie, a friend from Texas, designed those for me, so it was fun to support her. Glasses rag. I'm the worst about not cleaning glasses, so don't need that. This I love to have. Piece of Janine made this for us for Christmas, all the little girls. But what I do is I stick a needle minder on it, and it has the quilt batting or felt on it, and that's where I put my orts. Then you just snap it up, throw it in there, and you're good. So that's some of that. That's a lot of junk, y'all. It's, instead of a junk drawer, it's just a junk bag. Okay. So pause, and let's put some of this stuff up. Now, I'm back. Hopefully I cut that out so that you didn't have to watch me clean up my mess. It's nuts here, y'all. It's nuts. So we went over project bags. Scissors. Scissors is the next thing. Let's do some scissors. There are different kinds of scissors, and I love scissors. I love scissors. I'm finding that out. Let me just show you. Like, this is one of my bags that I'm just gonna pull out. There's my fabric, or my, what is this one? Oh, this is Hucker and Hollow. So there's my thing, my threads. We'll talk about thread organization in a minute. There's my glasses. Good old marking pen. A little square of, I love these things. I made these. These are terribly sewn, but just some fabric and some batting and felt, and just zigzag around it. And these I love to just throw in my bag. Scissors. These ones are some of my most favorite to travel with, because they're little for one, and they're cute, and they're sharp, y'all. These things are sharp, and they have the little, whoa, they have a little cover that you just go, maybe you don't like the cover and you want to take your chances, and you're a rebel and live dangerously. It comes off. I mean, if you don't want to have it, but I like it kind of on. Anyway, these scissors, these will go through, I've taken these through security at the airport, so, because they're small. I always just make sure they're covered so that good and safe. These I like to have. These are some of my favorite. I think you can get these in the needlework shops, and you can also order them online. So just check with your local needlework shop, your online needlework shops, Amazon, whatever, and just Google small little baby scissors. Well, don't put small little baby scissors, but you could. It probably will come up, but just put scissors in there and see what you can find. And this, instead of the big one, I also have the, I'm not going to show you the pattern, but these I found on Amazon, and they are little clipboards, and they're to see if you have your pattern in here, and then it folds up. These are handy for little short. So I just keep my pattern in that. Makes it a little bit more compact. So there was that. Where was I? It's one of those days, y'all. I meant scissors. So those little scissors are great travel scissors. The little, these I love. These are Bowen beat. Let me show you the needles because it's by the same people. Can you see that? Bowen. These are Bowen. These little guys are, these are some of my favorite too. They got some oomph to them. And then I just stick the protectors. I got these at Fat Quarter Shop, I think, for the points so you don't gouge stuff like you and your project and your bags and whatever. So those are some of my favorites. These ones I love. These ones are Kai. This is how you say it. Kai. These I love. These are pricier. Now, there's nothing wrong with your regular old kid Dollar Tree, whatever, scissors. Don't be hating on, I'm not hating on cheap, because I like me some cheap, good old scissors. But like at home, if I want something, especially if I'm frogging and I want something really pointy and something that I can get up under those and get, then I like these. These are some of my favorites. Any old scissor will do though. Let's see, what else? Needles. Needles are always good to have. Needle minders. This one is, I got a StitchCon from Rebel Stitcher. But a needle minder, if you haven't seen those, has a needle on, or a magnet on the back and a magnet, and then you can put it on your paper, you can put it on your pattern. I put them on my clipboard if I don't, because I stitch in hand a lot. So they're sometimes called needle nannies. A magnet will work. A magnet will work. And that's what I use a lot of times if I don't have it. But if you want to be fancy and cute and coordinate all your stuff, you do it. And you can have those coordinated things and be so cool. If you're like me and you just do whatever, these are little needle boxes, magnetic. Those are handy. I have some like this stored, and what I do is sometimes they come in these tubes, which are also good for travel, or if you wanted a backup needle in your purse or whatever, because they're contained. And I always just put the whatever kind it is, because there are different sizes of needles if you're new to cross stitch. There are different sizes. There's 24, there's 26, there's 28. They get smaller and finer the higher the number. And different fabrics work better with different needles. So I like to have a little bit of all of, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then I'll just try it. Try it on the fabric, because sometimes a needle might not work for one fabric and it'll work for another one. So, and change them pretty regularly. Used to, I would keep one needle for like forever. I probably still have a first needle somewhere, but that they do dull and they do get burrs in the eye, and it'll start, when your thread starts separating, it can be your needle. So if that happens to you and you're newbie, change your needle. And there's Peacemakers, there's Bowen needles. I like the ones with the ball point, the balls on the end. And I have some of those somewhere. Hold please. They're John James. Easy Glide ball tip needle. These aren't so a little pricey, but they have the ball on the end of them. And on some fabrics, y'all, these are awesome. You see the ball on the end there? And it just helps you kind of scoop. I like those. I like the Pat Carson, or Pat's Favorite needles. Those are the ones they stopped making, and then they're like, oh, they're coming back, and they're like, no, we can't find all the material, whatever. So I do have some of these that I guard with my life. No, but I don't know. Try different needles. Sometimes when I go to a needlework shop, I always like to support, shops when I can, and you can always get you a pack of needles and a floss. lost, I feel like. So I just get them when I see them, and then you have them, because you will lose them. If you're like me, you will lose them. Or you will save the ones that you need to throw away. You'll save them forever, and you need a new needle. Okay, that's needles. So we've done scissors, we've done needles, we've done glasses. Let's do lights. Now lighting is very important. In my case, if you said, here's a kit that has the needle, thread, all the things that you have, even has scissors in it, here's a kit, go do it. I would always, my number one would be my glasses. I have to have my glasses. Any kind of magnification, right, is good. So that I'd have to have. Good lighting. Good lighting is a must. Whether it's natural sunlight and you stitch in the daytime or what have you. When I stitch, excuse me as I'm on camera, I have gone through every kind of light. Every kind of light, every kind of gimmick, every kind of magnifier-ish thing. I've even done the hold, please. These things. Now, you want to be the cool kid on the block. I don't like these. And it's not because they make you look goofy, because I don't care about that. If they work, they work. But these just don't work for me. They are magnifiers. And you wear them like glasses. And see, and then you can turn the little light on. And then you just stitch. Now tell me I don't look cute. Just tell me I don't look cute. Yeah. So you could see maybe your table mates could get a little giggle at them. But I mean, they do work. But I just don't like the, it's bulky and a little heavy for me. So these I'm going to rehome to someone. Maybe a stitchy friend that would use them, because they're just sitting around. Yeah, I just like go-to glasses and a light. At home, I like my Stella. Just a Stella. These are expensive, y'all. This is something that, again, you can go from having just the sun. I say just the sun. The sun's kind of important. You can have the sunlight, though, for your light, overhead light, whatever good lighting you have, skylights, whatever. But I have found that the Stella is my go-to. It's worth the investment if you're on the fence about it and you have the means to do or whatever. If you've saved your stitching money, it's worth it. It's very much worth it. I love it. I love it, and that's my number one, is my Stella. Now, that's kind of big to be taking places. I don't take that with me to Janine's when I go stitch. What I take with me there, I have two. So let's get down to Target. This is a Target special. And I guess I could have turned them on, but it folds flat. It's corded. So if you're going to be at a place that you can plug in something, if you're going to be at a place and you can, you have room for a big old light, take your big light. But this one I thought was very convenient. It works great. It was like $19.99 at Target. And you probably can find them now because they were around like the college stuff. I've had mine a while, but this was a great light. It fits right in your bag. It doesn't take up too much space. So this is a great light. I was very happy with this light. What made me get a different light was, what if you go to a retreat and you can't have power? And that happens sometimes. So you need something that can be rechargeable. So that led me down this rabbit hole to the Halo, or the, Halo Go. This one has magnification, and I don't use the magnification mostly. I just use, but it's gives a really good, can you see? And a light. So this is great. And this one you can recharge, and then you can just set it down when you charge it at night or charge it on breaks or whatever. It folds down. This one will be going with me on my stitchy travels through the airport and all that. I will not be lugging a huge light. What else? We have our light, we have our eyes, we have our needles, we have our scissors, we have our threads. How do you organize your threads? Are you a Ziploc baggie girl? I am. Sometimes. A little bit of everything. I like to try, I just try stuff. Some people do bobbins. I started out with bobbins. These are paper, and you can put them on a ring, and then there you go. Then what got me about bobbins was whenever you go to get your threads, you have curly fibers. If you don't have a problem with it, some people don't have a problem with it at all. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. To each their own. These are easily stored in little containers and look so cute. And you can, like I said, pull it. You have them all documented. But you do get kinks. Or, is that kink? That's not kinks. That's just, you get some waves. Okay. I've done the baggies. This is not a FLOSSTUBE brand bag. This is a Ziploc because I'm bougie like that. But with an index card and the number, I'm a labeler. I've been through so many labelers. It's kind of embarrassing, but this is how I store my DMC. But now when I have a project that I'm using my DMC, then I like to use floss drops. Remember the old winder, cut it, floss drop thing? I also like to, let me just show you. I'm gonna be all over, whoa, this is long. These kinds, I like to get these at different shops because you can put all your floss in those. Here's some that I made. You can make these, guys. They're pretty easy. If I can do it, you can do it. And let me show you the tools you need. Just a tag puncher, hole puncher. Well, tag puncher, but like a puncher. And then all you need is some pretty sturdy, like you can use Applejack's box. They don't have to be fancy. You can use them this way. And no one will ever know. But I would use like Cracker Jack boxes, cereal boxes, whatever. You can do them like that and just get your little binder ring. And then you can just stick your floss through there. You can make them cutesy. I've done some cutesy ones too, y'all. I used to do scrapbooking. I have lots of scrapbook paper. Use that scrapbook paper up, ring, throw you some cutesies on there, and look there. Oh, you look so fancy. This is for the extra floss. But mainly, and now I put it up, didn't I? If you saw my excuse me. A lot of times I use third outs where I use these plastic Amazon find, and then I put with my labeler like this is Houses of Hawker and Hollow. I just put it on there and just use your labeler. And what I do is wherever the symbol is, that's the side that the floss. Because I like to put the symbol on there as well. So put your name and the symbol. Holds lots of thread, y'all. And it's easy to just look at without having to flip back to your pattern. So these I think are great if you have lots of flosses. Otherwise, I use drops. You can make these. I made these out of my little cat box, my cat lady boxes that I get. They always send a card that has like all the stuff on the back. Look how cute they make, little, and they're laminated. See? Punch you some holes, get you a hole puncher. Punch that, and you can label it. So you can make them, make your own. Have fun. If you don't want to make your own, don't make your own. Oh, here's one fun. Krispy Kreme. Janine, don't look at this because I know that is not on my plan, but Krispy Kreme. Use what you have. If you have punches and such. That's that. How do you stitch? Do you stitch in hand? If you stitch in hand, you don't need any hoops, but If you don't stitch in hand, you may need a hoop. That might be a necessity for you. Hoops come in all different kinds, plastic, wooden, sizes, small. I started with hoops. I don't particularly like hoops now. I like Q-snap. If I'm gonna put it in something, I will put it in Q-snap. These are Q-snaps. They have the little, basically like little pipes, and you snap them on, all four. Different sizes. That one's a, I think it's a 10. Smaller sizes. You can expand them. This is the Q-snap brand. Hobby Lobby or other craft stores have a different brand. I use the Q-snap brand. These have held up for years and years. And I always put how you would do this. Let's just do this. This is probably the most boring video on earth. I hope you're stitching. And anyway, you put your fabric over. Let's get some fabric. Oh, here we go. Let's use the fabric that I got. Let's see, I'm gonna start. Lay your fabric over. You can do either way. I always put little, this is just like felt over the fabric, because if you stitch, when you start moving it, you're gonna have stitches, and I like to have a little bit of padding on the stitches. So I'll just stick them on there. You can have it wherever you go, or that. I'm doing that off camera, sorry. Snap it on there. Last side. Snap it on there, and then you can pull them back, and then it's top. Now, like, then you have all this extra fabric. What do you do with that? Well, let me just show you. Some smart people came up with ideas of these peels that go around your sewing thread. You can use those to clip them on, to hold it back. You can use these magnets. These are handy for so many things. I love them because you can also use these as needle minders. But you can put those on there and it holds your fabric, and then you can stick your needle on there if you don't have a needle minder, or if you want to use it as one. And if you're really bougie, you can use a old school, remember 80s clip. I use that if I have a lot of fabric, just because it holds it. That's how you. Do you want to know how I store when I use a large one of these? Now, don't everybody go run out and buy this. It's really bougie. It's really fancy. Pillowcase. Yep, an old pillowcase. And it fits down in there. And you just like, that's how I do it. Whatever way you want to do it, it's fine, right? I told you about if holding your patterns. I do the clipboard. Some people have fancy like Pattern Keeper. There are lots of programs out there that you can use. If you use Q-snap and you want to use a paper pattern, you can also get these clips that are kind of nice and handy. Put on there. They have lights that you can clip on. What else? Stands. I mean, like for patterns. Like this one's magnetic, but magnetic stands, I used to use this a lot on the tabletop to put it to mark. Threaders. If you just need the basics, I mean, you can get as bougie and as many gadgets as you'd like. But if you can see, if you can see, then you can thread your needle. That's probably not going to be a problem, because most of the time it's because you can't see. You can stitch if you have your needle and your glasses and a light. So, I mean, you can go as minimal, you can be a minimalist, and if you have good eyes, you don't have anything. You just have fabric and your thread and your needle and scissors, maybe. Maybe you don't do scissors, I don't know. And you just go for it. And you just, when I say I stitch in hand for newbies, that just means that I just kind of roll my fabric up and do sewing. Well, or sometimes I do old school, like real old school, like that was a lot. I didn't show any patterns this time. I showed you just a lot of little different things. Oh, did I show you this little magnetic thing that I picked up at, Hubby had a coupon on Father's Day at the AutoZone or one of the auto parts. And this is a magnetic, put your bolts and your screws and your tools and all that. Well, I keep it on beside my stitching spot, and I put my snag nab and my needles and my scissors. That way, if the cat comes and knocks it over. Yeah. So that's kind of a handy little thing. Beads, if you're a beader. I forget to mention this. Sticky or tacky bobs, are they tacky bills now? Woo. Anyway, they're sticky, and you can put your beads on there. And then whenever you get your needle, you can just put them on there, and they won't dump. Because if you've ever had beads out, not on one of these, then you probably dumped your beads before, which is not fun. Waxers are another thing some people use. I don't really use waxers, but some people do and love them. Do you. You do you. We can all learn from one another. We can all use our stuff and just enjoy our stitching. Okay, I've rambled enough, and this thing is so long. Oh my goodness. Don't unsubscribe, please. All right, FLOSSTUBE out, y'all. Bye.